Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while. Today we're gonna finish the turtle that we've been doing. So my husband and I, we actually moved from Arizona up to California, or back to California, up in like the Bay Area, and basically we were living, in like a trailer on like my mom and my dad's property, and then we moved or on his parent right outside of his parents' house, and then we moved over to my parents' property. Well, now that we have established ourselves back into work life and have gotten our apartment and everything all situated, sorry guys, this just doesn't want to sit still for me today. I've downsized a ton, and then I went traveling with my mom. My parents are actually getting divorced, and my mom is going to live with my sister down in Louisiana, which is really cool for her because she's about to just restart her life and get on and have a good life and get happy. But the cool thing is we actually drove down with my puppy, her dog, 2 horses, and then I also got to hang out with my sister and spend some time with my niece, and she's 2, so she's just all about, trying to talk. So it's kind of cool because she hasn't been able to really say like anything up until this point in her life so far. So it's actually cool to understand what she's trying to say and everything like that. So today we're going to do the shell, the arms, and the legs, and remember, here's that finished product of this one. So today, let me move that. So today we're gonna do the shell, and of course it's cute little arms and legs. And remember, with the arms and the legs each, you're gonna wanna make 2 of each one. And if they don't look identical, don't freak out, it's homemade. As long as you know that you did the steps correctly, you should be fine. Alrighty, so remember, during this whole process to go back to video 1 and 2. But here's the supplies we need for the entire project. Is you need some safety eyes, and then here's just the back of the safety eyes. And I think I have little safety eyes. Yeah, little safety eyes and noses in there. You're gonna need some scissors. These I got from Tweezerman.com, and I got them because I'm a cosmetologist and I do eyebrows, and these I find just cut real well with the yarn. They also cut very well with the hair as well. Then of course you're gonna need your crochet sewing needle, and we are using a, let's see if it will adjust. There it goes. We're going to use an F5, which is a 3.75 mm crocheting hook. This is by Boyle. I prefer the Boyle ones. It's just easier for my fingers. I use the sugar and cream, the Lily sugar and cream yarn. Here's our head that we already did in 2 videos ago. Here's the body we did in the last video. And then here's for the green, like that, for the legs and the arms. And then here's the shell color that we use. And if you just look up the sugar and cream Lily sugar and cream yarn, you can actually find these colors fairly easily. Alright guys, so today we're going to start with the legs and the arms. So let me get this all started for us. Remember to keep your tension easy and light. You don't want anything to be too tight because then it starts to turn or it'll curl in, and you just don't want any of that. Right, so with the arms, we're gonna do a magic circle, which is, I always hold right here and I turn this over so it crosses, and I put my yarn under, pull this through, and then I just do a little slip stitch. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna start your magic circle. And in this magic circle, we're only gonna do 3 because we're doing the arms, which, as you can see from this turtle in front of us, you want the arms to be fairly smaller. The legs you don't want much bigger than the arms, so one. And of course, I flew back home, and so I've been battling this like sore throat and like the sniffles a little bit. I sound a whole lot better today than I did the last few days, so fingers crossed it's nothing but just a traveling cold that's going away. Alright, there we go. So, oops, we gotta redo this because I got turned. So, give me a second and I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so I figured out what was wrong. So this got out of the loop, so I was literally only single crocheting under this first string and leaving this other one out, which caused this one not to pull, obviously, when I went to go pull it to tighten this up. So what we're gonna do now is take this, pull it fairly tight, and now to end your round, you're gonna slip stitch. So basically, we're gonna come in right here. So slip stitch, you're basically single crocheting without wrapping this around. So comes like that. And now what you're gonna do is, I always chain 1, so I'm gonna chain 1 like always. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna do 2 single crochets per stitch. So punch through there, pull here, wrap over, pull through. Whoops. Now we're gonna do the same thing, same stitch. Alright guys, sorry, I had to readjust my tripod because it was sitting against me, and every time I moved, my little fabric moved, and I wasn't really getting the right angles, so I moved it. Alright, so now I did 2 in that one. Now we're going to go into this next one and do the same thing. Yarn over, pull through, same thing. there's one double, there's two double, there's three doubles. Now what you're doing is you're going to slip stitch. I'm going to chain one. So now what you're doing for the next, so for row 2, 3, and 4, you're going to do one single stitch per stitch. So what that looks like is this, is you're just going one, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through all loops, and you go into the next one. We're gonna do that all the way around for row 2, 3, and 4. So for the next 3 rows, and we'll meet you back here when you guys are done. And then at the end of each row, remember to slip stitch and chain 1. So, and I will see you guys back here when you're done. All right, guys. Now, the end of your little one should look this. I did more rows on these ones. Basically, if you don't feel this is long enough or big enough or whatever, because remember, when you stick this on, it'll be small, just like that. You know, anywhere you stick it. So what I find is, do at least, up to row 4 in single crochets. If you want to add more, go right ahead. If you feel it's too short, make it a little longer. I feel this is a little short, so I will do maybe one more row just to see what that looks like, and I will meet you guys back here and let you know if I did just one more row, if I did 2 more rows. Alright guys, so I did only end up doing one more row. So, and this is what it looks like. So now what you're going to do is we're going to get our handy scissors. And you want to leave a good amount of tail left on the one. So I'm going to clip that. And what you're going to do is you're going to take it and essentially do like another slip stitch. So I'm going to put that here, and instead of just putting it here and tightening, I'm going to pull it all the way through, and for right now that's what it's going to look like. In the end, you're going to put a little stuffing in it, and then when you attach it, you'll attach it, and you'll take this and sew it all together. Alright, I will be back. I'm going to go make my other arm, and then we will get started on the legs. I will see you guys back in a minute. Okay guys, now that we have our 2 arms, we're going to do the 2 legs real quick. So let's get started. So what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing pretty much. Now we want the legs to be just a little like these, just slightly larger than the arms, so it looks normal. I've tried to do it where I just do the arms and the legs the same, and they just don't look proportioned correctly. So I've figured out that having the legs be just slightly bigger works a lot better. Alright, so what we're going to do is a magic circle again. Now we're going to underneath, pull that through, wrap around, whoops. Sorry, I had to get new chairs because one of mine broke, so I'm borrowing my husband's, our dining table chairs, and they're a little funky, and the drawer I'm using, this little thing that keeps making noise, it's a knob on the door, or on the drawer, sorry. Alright, magic circle. course I'm trying to reach and do this over the camera, because I'm using my phone, and then this yarn is not working. It keeps twisting all funky. Okay, so there's our magic circle start. Now, instead of the 3 single crochet like we did for the arms, what we're going to do is a 4. So let's start with this, and remember to keep this string so we don't get all funky like last time. Remember to keep this string here with it and go through, like underneath with it as well, to keep it inside of here, because if you don't do that, it won't pull everything closed. Okay, so there's 1. 2. 3. And 4. So as you can see, my tension on it, it's all the same, and you know, you can't emphasize that. I cannot emphasize that enough. Your tension is everything. So we're gonna pull this. So that little chain one is right here, and I don't stitch mark myself, which is kind of bad, but I can kind of eyeball it 99% of the time. There we go. Okay, now this is where we do our slip stitch to end the round, right there. And like the arms, I'm chaining 1. If you didn't hear anything running around, my puppy's out and the door's open, because can't trust the puppy inside of the house by itself. So she's just running around. So okay, now we're gonna go and do 2 single crochets in each stitch like we did. In the arms for the next thing. That one was a little tight, so my tension was a little tighter. And I do have a habit of trying to chain over, or yarn over right here. I do a lot of half double crochet and a lot of double crochets in my scarves and my blankets. So when I'm not doing these fun little things, I'm doing those, and I do a lot of them. So, okay. Okay, so here's the stitch where you're gonna slip stitch it and yarn 1. So we did 2 double crochets in 1, 2, 3, and 4 stitches. Now what we're gonna do is 4 rounds. Now the legs are a little different. So the legs you can do 2 different ways. Now what you could do if you kind of want just a thinner leg, kind of like the arms are, just a little thinner, you would start here and just do rounds 2 through 5 as single crocheted rounds, 1 single crochet in each stitch. Now if you want more of a little bulky leg, what you'll do here is you'll do 1 round of so what you'll do, so we'll do this one. So this one's funny to explain. So we'll go I even get turned around on my own work, guys. Don't judge. What we'll do here is you'll do, that's way off. Hold on. Okay, I lied. We have, see, there I go. I'm going to do 1 more double crochet right here. Or two single crochets, sorry. It just wasn't adding up correctly, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that through, slip stitch this, chain 1. Now what you'll do is, for the alternative leg, you can do a double crochet there, and now a single here. Sorry guys, I keep saying double crochet. You're doing 2 single crochets, 1 stitch, or you're doing 1 single crochet in 1 stitch, just to clarify. So we did 2 here, 1 here. Now we're gonna do 2 here. One here. Two here. 1. So we did, that was a 2. Here's a single, or a 1. Double. Single. Double. Single. And then what you would do is do a slip stitch, and then, oops, sorry guys. What you do then is you would do a slip stitch. Okay, so what you would do then is do a slip stitch, chain 1, and then you would start rows 3 through 6 as single crocheted. Now, I don't particularly like these ones. To me, they look real bulky. I mean, you can see here if we lift him up, you can just see, so that's how it would just be almost another round difference. So let me measure it next to these ones. You know what? Let's try. So these ones right here, I didn't do this double, single, double, single crochet round. I just did the single crochet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to actually start bringing this in to close up. So we're going to single crochet this round. To see what it would look like. Worst case scenario, you take another 5 minutes and do a different one. These are really fun, really easy. These projects are fun, they're easy, they're simple for the most part. Once you get, the hang of making, spheres or balls. Sorry guys. It tends to get easier to do these. I think if I sit down and I actually just do one of them, I think it takes me maybe an hour. Maybe, I think actually no, I think I'm lying. That's real fast for one of these ones. I want to say it takes me 2 hours, 3 hours maybe. If I just sit and do it. But that's because I also will relax. I'll put a show on and then I'll crochet. While I'm watching something. So it's I'm not really going quick whatsoever. So I've never timed myself or anything like that. Maybe I should do that one day, time myself. See how long it actually takes me to do if I was doing it. It takes me about, to do one of my infinity scarves that I do, it doesn't take me too long. It actually, my mom and I, when we went to drive into Louisiana, I made my niece and my sister both a scarf, kind of like a mommy and me set, and they were really cute, really pretty purple, like a lavender. But to make an adult one for my sister, it took me, what do you call it? It took me, I think I want to say it took me 3 days, to make it. But it took me about 3 days, with about 5 to 8 hours driving. 8 hours that barely ever happened, pretty much never. My mom and I tried to make sure, we were driving with horses, so we tried to make sure, it wasn't too much on the horses, and of course, those poor babies. We drove from California down there. Those poor babies, we went through Needles, California, and it was 113 degrees. So my mom and I felt pretty bad for those babies, but they survived it. They lived through it. They are now in Texas, having the time of their life, being, cute horses. My mom's friend gave her one of them, and she's just a sweetheart. What do you call it? But the other one, he was a racehorse, and he got injured, and he could never really get back out there. My mom tried to ride him. She got on him, and he bucked her right off. Essentially, I think that's what my brother said, because my brother was there, I wasn't. So I really have no idea what went on. But, luckily my mom, she's fine. She didn't get hurt, nothing like that. Well, she got kind of bruised up, but I feel like that's kind of normal when it comes to horses. So I know from us traveling, it takes me about 3 days to do a whole adult scarf. I know if I sit down and do one time-wise, it takes me about 2 hours. to do a full one. And that, you know, that's with me just doing the same stitch over and over, like not paying no attention, watching TV. Which that gets repetitive and really boring. So to FYI to any of you crafters out there, do not suggest doing just like infinity scarves in like a half double crochet, a double crochet, a single crochet, any kind of easy stitch like that you just can kind of turn something on and kind of just like sit here and do like this kind of like I haven't done a single crocheted infinity scarf. I lied, I have, and it took a long time. And I find that I do a double crochet and it lasts. You get done quicker. I'm gonna sneeze, guys, sorry. Oh, excuse me. But you know, I did say I was battling that. You know, all my allergies are just hitting me hard since I got home. Never realized how bad, not air quality, because the air quality is not bad here whatsoever. We are right down in like the valley of like from like Dixon through like Vallejo. So we all those pollens and dust and dirt, everything sits in our valley. So my allergies get really bad. I do have year-round allergies. It's kind of crappy, but I'll be, you know, in the summer I get the summer allergies, and then you know the pollen, the everything else, and then when winter rolls around I get all those those ones too. So it's just like, you know, the dust and you know, for me too, it's grass. You know, it smells so good. Like the fresh cut grass reminds me of being a kid. Like that's cool to sit and smell. Although I can't really sit and smell it because I get bad allergies. Alright, so now that I've done we did a double, and then we did the single and double, and now I've done 2 of the singles. So I got 2 more, 3 more. Lied. Sorry, guys. Alright, guys. I'm going to finish the next 2 rounds, and then I'll be back, okay? Okay, guys. So, I feel like this one's really big. Just check it out. So, if you'd rather have that on both sides, go right ahead. I personally don't like it. I'm not going to do that. So what I'm willing to do is untangle this really quickly. And I'm undoing, so right now what I'm doing is I'm undoing that last little row where we went and did hook. So what I just did is I untangled everything, or unraveled it, I guess you would say. So what I'm gonna do now, so as you saw how big that was, I didn't like it personally, so I untangled this so I could redo it. So now what we're doing is just single crochets all the way around for row 2 through 5. Oh my goodness, guys, my dog's playing and I'm trying not to laugh because it's quite funny because she keeps running So I can hear like the pitter patter of her paws, and then all of a sudden I hear and then pitter patter, I'm like, what are you doing? And ironically, she's just not doing anything. She's literally chasing the end of a rope. So she has this rope that my husband and I got her. And, you know, it's just like a small puppy tug-of-war little rope. And so what she's doing, she has one part of it in her mouth. So it'd be like if I had this in my mouth, but I'm chasing this in. So she sees it flop, she's trying to chase it. It's quite funny. Alright, so this is this is the first round of the single crochets, but this would be considered round 2. Oh, and we're here, so slip stitch, chain 1, single crochet, all the way around, alright, now we're slip stitching here, chain 1. Alright guys, I'm gonna go and do the next 3 rows, and I'll meet you back here so we can talk about what we did. Alright guys, now that we're back here, all we're gonna do next is remember to give yourself enough string, but you're gonna cut it. And remember to do your slip stitch, guys, at the end. So now what you're gonna do after you cut it, I slip stitch and I chained 1, so now I'm just gonna push through. I don't really like that. Push through, pull. Oops. Okay, and I pulled that through and just tighten down. Alright, now that we got our 2 arms, I've already done the second leg. So I got 2 arms, 2 legs, the head, the body. Now what we're doing is we're gonna do the shell. So, now with the shell, it's just kind of similar to what we've been already doing. Sorry guys, I'm like wounding yarn back up. It's kind of similar to what we've already been doing. So now that I'm done with the green for right now, I'm gonna move on to this mossy shade, greeny color. No, Luna. Sorry guys, my dog is in here. Let me get her out. Go. guys, sorry. She's chewing on all these cords. She's still a really, 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 really little puppy. So she's only about 14 weeks old. So she's still pretty much brand new. Alright, so what you're going to do now is I'm getting some of this mossy color ready. I'm just going to pull that off of there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a magic circle like normal. You know, underneath, over, pull through. And we're going to do 6 single crochets. Here's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Remember to keep this string so you can pull this closed. Now what we're going to do now is slip stitch, chain 1. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch like we've been doing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, sorry guys, I had to put my dog away. She was trying to tear up yoga mats. Love puppies, right? Okay, now and she's, of course, now she's whining. We're doing 2 here. Slip stitch and a chain 1. So the difference between how you do the shells versus how you're doing the legs and feet, or legs and arms, sorry. So now that we just did our double crochet, or our double single crochet in each stitch, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna do double, single, double, single, double, single for this next round. So basically what that looks like is kind of what we were talking about with the bigger leg, but so here we go. So that's 1, 2, single. the double, now we got a single, double, single, here's a single, double, that was a double, that was a double, so here's a single here, slip stitch, chain one. Alright, now what you're doing for this next one, and of course I constantly have to retighten this throughout doing the shell itself. So what you're going to do now is it's going to be a double, a single, single, and then a double. So that looks like this. Here's 1, 2, single, single, double, single, single. Okay, now that we did that, I chained one, or I slip stitched and chained one. Now what you're gonna do for rows 5, 6, and 7 is just single crochets around, all the way around. So basically you're just going to the next stitch, continually, just one single crochet in each stitch here. Okay guys, so here's after the 3 rows of single crochet. So what I did with this one is as you can see, I did a border of that light green, and then I put little spots so it made sense on the shell. You could always, I think for this one I'm gonna leave it plain. So yeah. So what you're gonna do now is, I always say leave an extra long tail for the I'm just wounding the rest of what I cut, or that's still left on the ball. Wrap back up. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna slip stitch and pull it all the way through. Alright, so we have the shell. We have our legs or arms and our shell. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to stuff and sew together. So I will meet you back here once I get my stuffing all ready, and we'll get started.